back to LendAPI Academy. My name is Kay, and this is part 4 of our Product Studio series. In this series, we're going to be navigating further into the Product Studio feature within the LendAPI workflow menu. We will continue where we left off. In our last video, we wrapped up all of the initial page structure within LendAPI. And in this video, we're going to test our first iteration of our product. And by doing so, all you have to do is navigate over to the Start Application button here under URL. And as long as your product has been published, you can test the product. To publish a product within the LendAPI Product Studio, all you have to do is click the Publish button, type in a description, and make sure you set the latest version when you publish. If you don't set this as a default version, this will not pick up and will not showcase the latest version. Publishing a product within LendAPI indicates that your product is ready to be leveraged and used. It also saves the product into the LendAPI production database. Now that I've published the product and I've started the application, I can actually navigate through the application as if I was a real user. And one thing I'll do within this application is I will actually leverage an existing TransUnion applicant so I can test out the TransUnion soft pull. Here you'll see I'm using a TransUnion test application, Amy Blizzard, and I'm going to capture her address from one of my previous use cases. To test TransUnion, just simply make sure you take the TransUnion test case or any of the third-party credit services or data attributes and make sure that it is coming through. Notice I have 2 cities in here. I'm going to put in Alabama, and then I'm going to make sure I have 11/1/1969. 1, and then 1969. I will also put in my social security number. Call TransUnion and also run through all my decision trees. It's going to take me to the next page where I will be asked for my email, which I will use a generic email as well as my mobile number. And here you'll see my OTP verification here. This is utilizing the LendAPI OTP widget, which we've done in our last iteration. And now it's going to run through and take me to Plaid. We are utilizing the Plaid auth integration here, and we are going to continue as a guest. The Plaid auth widget will appear. I'm also utilizing the Plaid auth sandbox environment, so you'll see here I can navigate through their test account and test out how this interaction would work within LendAPI. And you see how easy it is for the Plaid widget to successfully complete and close by itself. And then once I've continued, it's asking me to do this again. I think this is one instance we can fix in our Product Studio. But again, this is how our end product looks once you leverage one of our third-party vendors. And now that I've completed this product, it actually takes me to my contract page. This is the contract that we've saved from our contract management system, and you'll see here when a user utilizes the contract, our e-sign component appears, and it allows you to add in your name. It adopts and signs said contract, saves this into the contract management system as with your signature, your IP address, as well as the timestamp. And of course you can re-sign or continue. And now we've completed our application. So upon completing the application, all of the user's information will be stored in our agent dashboard. And what we'll do here is let's take a quick look at the Amy Blizzard application that we've just ran through. The first thing we'll see is all of the information I've put in, navigating through each page. Afterwards, I want to navigate over to underwriting. So we ran through one TransUnion decision tree, and we were able to pull the credit score for Amy. And her credit score from the TransUnion Soft Sandbox is a 804, which is an approved credit score in accordance to our decision tree. We've set our decision tree at 650. And then we can also navigate over to our documents section, where we are leveraging the contract management system here with Amy. And you can see here, this is the signed document through our contract management, and it also has our timestamp as well as a certificate for each signature. This document section will allow the users to be able to download the document and navigate through. And then of course, data for the TransUnion and Plaid Auth and any activities. What we're going to do now is we're going to navigate back to our product studio, and we're actually going to clean up some of the applications. For example, here we have two cities. We have an app ID, which we do not need. We have a property, which we do not need. And we have annual income in two places, which we do not need here. Instead, what we're going to do here is we're going to add to our product by navigating through. You'll see here we've cleaned up our first page where we're asking users to give us the TransUnion details. The second page where we're asking users to provide us email, mobile number, and OTP. The third page where we're asking for the OTP widget, and then this is where we're running the TransUnion BNPL credit score, just to knock out anyone under the credit score of 650. And of course, those that are approved navigates over to the app details page where we're pulling Plaid Auth. So here, we're going to actually create another decision tree, and we are going to leverage the Plaid Auth on this page. In lieu of bank details, we're actually going to put bank details on this page and change our header here to banking. And then after the user collects all of their Plaid information, we are going to ask the users to give us their loan amount and loan details. So on this page, we're going to actually leverage the loan details section. Here, we're going to ask the user to input their loan amount that they want. This will be a required field. And then after this, we're actually going to create another decision tree here. So we will create another decision tree to call the loan details and then create the pricing engine from this. So we have here our BNPL pricing engine, which checks our credit score and gives us the interest terms. So the two fields we have are 100 to 700, and the interest is here, and then 750 plus, and this is the interest. Now we've published this, we need to make sure it's mapped correctly. The credit score is coming from the condition here, and then the output is the range here. What we want to do is actually showcase all of this information back to the user after they've completed the loan. So what we want to do now is showcase what the offer is on our offer page. So before the user goes to sign the final contract, we are going to show them we're going to add one more page called initial offer. And in this page, we're going to show the user the leverage, we're going to show the user your offer. And in here, we're going to show the user the loan amount. We're actually going to leverage the loan amount variable that is shown that the user inputs in the previous page. To do so, you simply navigate to add variables, put in the loan amount variable, and you can make sure you're capturing the right variables by navigating to the page where you capture the variables and just double checking the variable code. Afterwards, we're going to also give the user the interest rate. The interest rate we are calling from the pricing engine. So here, we're going to give the user interest rate with the name interest rate. This rich text editor allows the user a lot of freedom and capability to edit their offers and add in any static details that you want the user to leverage. You can also use this page as a review page and give the user the capability to review anything that they've inputted in the previous pages. We just have to make sure the dynamic variables are mapped here. And finally, the controls here in the rich text editor allows the user to be able to add any controls inside the system, such as color, font, and even insert links. So after you've navigated through all of this, we can save everything we've inputted so far, and then make sure that this page is connected. So we are actually going to make sure that the next page is initial offer, save, and then at the initial offer stage, we're going to give the user final offer. Now, one thing we also want users to be able to do is to make sure they accept the initial offer before they sign any contracts. So a simple way to do so is adding a checkbox. To do so, we can go to our control section within our controls, add in the checkbox, and put in our compliance language, which is to move forward, please check the box to accept all loan terms. And of course, we'll make this mandatory for the user. That way they can navigate forward, and on the final page, they are able to sign their decisions. And from there, we can take them to the landing page and go from there. So we've navigated through all of this, and from here, the next step is to test the final product and make sure everything is in line. And of course, thank you for watching. Please come back in the next video where we will wrap up the Product Studio feature within LendAPI and test our final product. Thank you, and as always, please subscribe and follow us for more content.